I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends.
Welcome back, YouTube. Another video. I am here today with a special guest. He's going to be talking to us, and we're going to ask him some questions. Simple questions, about 10, 11 questions. Solomon.
Yeah.
Thrower on our track team. How about you go ahead and introduce yourself?
How's it going? I'm Solomon Mcdonald. I'm a senior on the track team. I'm the only thrower currently on the track team as well. So I'm the school record holder at UNC Asheville and second all-time in the discus and almost done.
All right, then. Now, that was my first question, actually, introducing yourself.
Okay.
So now for the second question, how do you feel about the last two meets, and what changes are you looking for to dominate the rest of the season?
So the first meet at University of South Carolina, first I did the weight throw, and then second I did the shot put. Right. And the thing about the weight throw is it can weaken your thoracic spine, right? Okay. And it can affect my posture in the shot put, right? Okay. And so did about 10 full intensity weight throws, and then an hour later I threw the shot put. So at that meet I ended up only hitting about 17. I got second place, but I threw a 17-10 or something like that, 17-18 I think.
Okay, pretty
good. But not what I wanted to, because I'm capable of 18s and even 19s. I just need to like put everything together. Right. But it's a technical part of the season.
Okay, now that being the South Carolina meet, how about the VMI meet?
Okay, the VMI meet, I'm working on some new technique, right? Where I'm trying, out of the back of the circle, I actually have this like natural curvature to my spine. Okay. It's just, from being in computer science programming my whole life. So I've been in the trainer trying to fix it for about the last 2 years. It's getting better, but it affects my throw, right? Okay. So you think, like, the best way to explain it is like in the throw, right? Think like you have a band, an elastic band, right? Mm-hmm. And as you twist the band, right, it can hold elastic potential energy, right? Okay. But only if there's, it's taut, right? If you twist, right, and there's no elastic energy, right, in either direction, right, it won't hold any energy actually. Right? Okay. So posture is very, very important in that aspect, right? Okay. Because I'm getting separation, right? But I need to be upright, right? Okay. To hold the energy, right? Okay. And so that's kind of the technique I was working on, and then getting my leg in her. And I ended up throwing about a half meter farther, and I had a foul that was about 18.5 meters. It would have been a new school record, but it's all good. This is the technical part of the season, seriously.
Right. Okay, then. All right, well, we hope to see more of that in the future.
For sure.
Pretty sure some more school records are going to come out this year. All right. What do you believe to be one of your areas of improvement, and what are you doing to improve it?
So, in regards, like last year, I made the first round of the national championship. Okay. And the provisionals, or whatever people call it, right? Right. First time I've ever done that. I was really close my sophomore year, right? Okay. Like, I even went to the last chance meet. I was like ranked 50 something, top 48 guys. So. Yeah. I was ranked 50 something. Yeah, literally actually right there. But, didn't quite make it. Mm-hmm. The thing is so last year, I weighed around 320, right? 320 pounds at my heaviest, right? Yeah. And the thing is shot put especially is like, it is beneficial to be large, right? It's beneficial to be large if you're strong, right? Yeah. But, I'm 6'3", on a good day, you know what I mean? but weighing 300 pounds, 6'3", I'm not able to move as efficiently. I'm not able to like, be as athletic as I possibly can, right? So like over the summer, right? The summer after the national championship, right? I was like, okay, I need to lose weight, right? Yeah. And so I really was like, okay, diet. This is what's messing me up. It's my diet. I'm like, breakfast is good, right? But then after breakfast, it's like lunch, I eat whatever, and then dinner, I eat whatever, and then like throughout the day, I'm snacking, right? And then so I was, like way more calories in than calories out, and so like I needed to get that under wraps, right? Okay. So over the summer, I went from 320 down to 270, right? Okay. Oh yeah. And then that was like the start of the season this year, right? Yeah. I'm down to 270, so I'm basically starting over with my technique, right? Because I was throwing like a 320-pound human being, right? Now I'm throwing like a 270-pound human being. Yeah. A little bit more athletic, a little bit quicker. Yeah. And so, Okay. That was my goal for the summer. I don't know if that was a question, but
nah,
it's
fine. Now, since we were talking about diet and nutrition and things like that, I did have a question about that. What does your diet and nutrition plan look like when you're bulking up or getting in shape during training?
Okay, so if it's during training, right, there's kind of like two parts of the season in my mind, right? Okay. There's the preseason, which is like summer, and then fall before our first meet, right?
Right.
My diet is way different then than it will be in this part of the season where we have competitions like basically every weekend or every other weekend, right?
Yeah.
So in the early part of the season, I'm literally trying to get in the best shape as I possibly can, right?
Okay.
So over the summer, right, I'm like doing a bunch of throws, but I'm also doing a lot more higher repetition workouts, right? So I'm trying to inhibit some hypertrophy so that I can get like muscle growth and then also lean down, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is we kind of start, even when we start fall training, right, we're doing like the sets of 10, right? So we're going to still be like improving body composition and like maybe losing a little bit of weight, right? So I'm trying to like set myself up in the summer, and then fall we start doing it some more, right? So like in that area, right, I'm like losing so many calories, right?
Yeah.
So I can eat a little more, right? And I can like, you know what I mean? Like it'll be a little bit more carbs. It'll be a little bit more like meals actually. Like I'll because I mean like, you know, once you do like a set of 10s, like we do like 3 or 4 exercises on sets of 10, right? You know how it feels. Yeah. It's like, you know, you're like, you need to go eat, bro. You need to go eat. Yeah. So
it takes a lot of your energy away.
Yeah, literally. And like, I'm burning way more calories there, so I can be actually a little bit more frivolous with what I eat, right? But then, you know, we go to that strength phase where we do 3x5s, you know what I mean? Maybe 5x5s, you know? And like, in that stage, I need to like focus a little more, right? Okay. I can't eat, if I want to maintain that weight and maintain that body composition, I need to like, you know, like make sure I'm eating a healthy breakfast, right? And then lunch, I'm eating somewhat healthy, and then dinner, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, when you're 270 pounds. but if like here's my like, my ideology around it, right? Is that like, if my 2 of my meals are healthy, it doesn't really matter what the third one is. And it's worked so far. I mean, I'm still weigh 270. So, and I've not done this at this point of the season before, so it's working.
So you've been consistent.
Yeah, seriously. And then not snacking.
Okay.
But for y'all, it's a little bit different, because I don't know if you want to like how lean you want to be or how, you know what I mean? It might be a little bit different.
Yeah, I'll be snacking.
Snacking, yeah.
I'll be snacking, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're going to venture off a little bit of the diet and nutrition side and go back to your areas of improvement and your strengths. So which strengths do you believe you have that make you a great athlete?
I think, I mean, great is, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm like a few steps below great. Okay, but hopefully one day I can even, you know, call myself that. But really, honestly, in my life, right, I've never been particularly good at anything when I started, right? Okay. And this is like, and I don't know, because some people are, right? Yeah. And I've met a lot of people in my life where it's like, they start doing something, and they're just, you know, light years better, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's like, and it's weird, you know what I mean? Because I've envied them a little bit, because everything I started, right? Whether it be like, you know, when I first started programming, right? I was no good, right? But I just never gave up, right? And I never like was worried about the way that I looked in the beginning, right? And I think this is the thing, like a lot of people are worried about the way that they look, right? And they're worried about the, you know, what image do other people have of you in their minds, right? And like, it can be hard to get over that, you know what I mean? It's like, actually, in my opinion, like the hardest thing to do in life. But on the other side of that is like, that's where the glory is, because like, you can do things whatever way you want. And it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It really just doesn't matter. And so like, back to your point of like, what's made me get this far anyway, right? When I first started doing track, right? It was in high school, right? First 3 years, I was no good. Like no good. Like literally didn't make states, nothing like that. No accolades, nothing, right? No school records, anything. And this is high school. Senior year of high school, I mean, I kept at it. I threw, right? I always showed up to practice. Always did the workouts, always lifted, right? Was no good for 3 years. And then my senior year, right, I like started getting good. And then you know, getting good also sometimes makes you want to try harder, and so I tried even harder. And then, you know, and even for high school standards, I was not very good. I threw like 52 feet. That's like good enough to go to a D3 college. You know what I mean? Like seriously. But I also taught myself. I didn't have a coach in high school, so I just like kept at it. You know, practiced on my own a lot. You know, like really focused on it, really the psychological side, the mental side, like really tried to learn it, right, as an art, and like go really deep into it on my own, you know what I mean? And like, this is where it's like different. I'm not like, I mean, I hate to say, but I'm not like a lot of athletes, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, especially that I compete against, it's like, from a young age, they were coached, right? From like 9th grade, right? They had a coach, someone telling them what to do, someone giving them technical cues, somebody like putting a model in their head of the kind of thrower that they will be, right? But I never really had that, right? I've kind of always been figuring it out. I've always been like experimenting new things and like and looking at new information and like when I go to track meets, right? And I don't know if y'all do this, but like it's so beneficial, right? If you pay attention to other people, right? Because you can learn a lot from other people's mistakes, even more so than you can learn from like your own mistake. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but from in my experience, if I go to a track meet and I see somebody making a mistake, right? It's more obvious to me their mistake than my mistake, right? And same as if somebody's doing something good, it's like, oh wait, it's easy to see, oh wow, he's doing that good, right? But then it's a little bit, and then it's a little bit easier to see in yourself, maybe. You know, what I mean is like it's harder to see people do good things in other people, right? Easier to see it in yourself. It's you know what I mean, like easier to see bad things in other people, but harder in yourself. You know what I mean? But the things that are bad, right? Those are the things that actually like make you do. You know, anything that's good, it's like, who cares? But when you're making a mistake, there's actually gold there. Like seriously, that's something. That's like a good piece of advice. Like seriously, dude. Like actually. But,
Okay. Now, I don't know if you know, but there is a little controversy thing going on TikTok. Where some people are saying stuff about lifting and making you faster or allowing you to you know, like twist faster when throwing and stuff like that. Now we're gonna get some general information about how you lift and different things like that. So how often do you lift and why? Well, so I know the school, but you know, answer in your way.
Well, what's crazy, right? Believe it or not, we do pretty much the same lifts, right? I think differently, we maybe work out one more day a week than y'all, and then we do power snatches, right? And other than that, it's pretty similar, right? Because it's working off models, right? And the model is in the beginning, you do the hypertrophy phase, right? You know what I mean? Build muscle, right? And then we do a strength phase, right? Strength, endurance, right? And then so we can strengthen the muscle, right? Getting stronger. And then we do a power phase, which was like the 3x3s, and then you know how we maxed and everything like that. And so like then you're trying to convert some of that strength into power, right? It's a different, and like I'm not too good at the, you know, I'm computer science, so I don't know a lot about. I know generally, you know what I mean, from asking coach and other things like this, people that actually like have degrees in this stuff, right? But there's some fiber conversion there, right? So you have like just in the beginning, the hypertrophy, it's like growing your muscles, right? And then you're converting those fibers to like strong ones, and then you're converting them again to powerful ones. And so, you know, the thing is it's so important, right? That in the early part of the season, you take the weight training seriously, okay? Because the thing is in this point of the season when we're competing, you're not going to get any stronger and you're not going to get any faster. And that's the thing that I think this is where everybody like, it's like hard to realize like, oh wait, the whole season when we're competing, it's maintenance. Okay. So you're going off of, right? I think what it is it's like 80% of your 1 rep max. So we do like 3x2s of 80% of your 1 rep max. And the thing is that is proven, right? To be able to help you maintain strength. So you're not going to lose anything, right? But nor are you going to gain anything, right? You're maintaining it. Okay. And then literally the thing is the more elite you become of an athlete, right? It's no longer 80%, but it'll go up to something like 82.5. Or then it's 85, and then it's 87.5, and maybe 90% if you're true, like really elite, right? And there's a lot of like research and stuff that will agree with this, right?
Definitely.
The thing is, right? You need to realize after we are done with fall training, summer training, all that stuff. You've built all the strength you're going to get. You built all the speed you're going to get, okay? What is there to work on? Technique.
Yeah.
Technique. And this is why, right? It's so hard, right? Because, like, I don't feel like even coach or anyone has ever even, like, articulated this to me, right? However, like, in my experience, right, the thing that helps me the most is, like, when I'm like, let's say this, okay? I go to a track meet, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna throw far, right? Like, I'm angry, you know what I mean? Like, I'm strong, you know what I mean? I never throw far. Never, ever.
Yeah.
But when I go to a track meet, right, and I just warm up the way I'm gonna warm up, do everything I'm supposed to, and then I go into the meet thinking about 1 to 2 technical cues, right? Things like, okay, I'm gonna try to do these 2 things perfectly. Technical cues, I always throw far. Always.
Right.
Literally, always throw far. And the thing is you gotta realize, like, it's a separation. Strength is all fall. Power is all fall. You know what I mean? Speed is all fall. But now it's technique. And just as deep, you know, strength goes, technique goes deeper.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that you can work on technically that's just gonna, like, it's gonna help you get to that next level. So I think when this is my advice to, like, you and maybe everyone else as well, right? When we go to a meet,
watching.
yes, everybody watching, right? Is like, when you go to a meet, right? Just try to.
All right. Now.
Okay, so I think I left off to, you go to the meet, okay, and you really just want to focus on 1 to 2 things technically, okay? And the thing is like, it hinders you so much to go and just be the, like, aggressive, you know what I mean? Like, for some people I think it works, right? But it only works to a certain point, and, like, you're gonna gas yourself out, and you're just not gonna reach that next level, you know? It's gotta be technique, you know? That gets you so far. And there's so much information on technique, but as well, you can, like, compare yourself and somebody else better than you and just see, what are they doing differently? Maybe that's a technical cue. So then you go to a meet and you try to work on that, right? I mean, at the meet and at practice as well, but mainly at the meet. Technique at the meet, seriously.
All right, cool.
Yes.
All right, continuing on with the next question, dealing with weights. Have weights impacted the speed of your throws?
So, I will say yes, right?
Okay.
And I'll go back to my sophomore year, right? My sophomore year, right, I was not very strong, right? However, I think it was the best time where I got, like, the most power conversion compared to my strength, right? I had about 150 kilogram for 2 squat, right? So, like, 330 something pounds, right? I mean, it's all, I mean, maybe, right? But there's throwers out here squatting 800 pounds and for reps,
crazy.
right? It's insane.
Yeah.
However, like, I had, like, a 150 kg for 2 squat, maybe, like, 130 kilogram bench, and, like, a 115 kilogram for 3 power clean, right? It's, I mean, bro, it seems like a lot, but, bro, I'm serious. It's, to these other people, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
However, I was still able to throw 17 meters, right? So then I think I had compared to my actual strength, right? The conversion to power was nearly perfect, right? Like, it's not, most people with those numbers don't throw over 17 meters, okay? Like, pretty much, like, with my dimensions, too. I'm, like, 6'3", you know what I mean? Like, maybe if I was, like, 6'7", 6'8", with those numbers, you know? It'd make a little more sense, but no, I'm really not. I'm like, actually 6'2". It's like, but, you know, I'm 6'3", it's good.
Nobody got it.
Yeah, no one knows. Well, maybe they know that, but it's all good. But either way, right? So, yeah, like, then it was really good, right? Last year, my strength, like, this is where it gets into an area where, like, you know, like, maybe there's some studies on it, and maybe it's something I don't know about, right? But last year, right, my junior year, my strength went through the roof, okay? Like I went from, like, a 150 kilogram squat, right, to 190 kilogram squat.
All right, sorry about that last part. Having some technical difficulties over here. We're just going to move on to the last question. Last question being, even though you're not a sprinter, could you dive into why or why not lifting makes you faster?
Okay, so basically, right, going back to what I was saying before about like the hypertrophy and everything, right? Mm-hmm. How you're lifting with the high rep schemes in the beginning, and then we're doing, 3x10s, and then we're working down to 3x5s, working down to 3x3s, maintenance phase 3x2s, right? So the whole point of it, right, is you need to grow the muscle, right? Because you need something there to strengthen, right? And you need to, going for have something there to strengthen, and then have something there to make powerful, strong muscle to make powerful with the 3x3s. So it's all about recruiting the muscle fibers faster. So you need something there to be able to do that. Yeah. And so I think that's my answer to the question is like, you need to do that whole step of power, build the muscle, strengthen the muscle, make the muscle, powerful, because like it's all about making fast muscle recruitment, fast fiber recruitment. So
technically you're saying, yes, lifting does make you faster.
Most definitely. And I think, even from my own personal experience, like what is faster to me, right? Faster to me is being able to to be able to throw the shot farther, right? Which I need to apply force on the implement with a faster rate, right? Same thing. You guys need to apply force to the ground faster, right? And then, the force in the ground that goes up and then makes you move, like it's the same, believe it or not, the same exact concept, right? But yeah, no, seriously.
Okay. And one more question. Do you think lifting for sprinters or even for throwers helps injury prevention?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, seriously, because, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if you've ever gotten hurt, right? You do rehab, right? I mean, why do you do rehab? To strengthen the muscle.
Right. Okay.
So, like, literally, I mean, like, there's a lot of arguments, other arguments out there of, like, certain kinds of lifting.
Yeah.
Right? Especially, like, people, like, I think, like, baseball or whatever, they're, like, they don't do, like a lot of bench presses or overhead or maybe it's like overhead presses. Right. They don't do any overhead presses at all because they're like, oh, it's going to injure you, right? Yeah. And then same thing, like, and then here's another one, okay, like, and that's for their sport, but for our sport, right? Have you ever done a deadlift? And have you ever wondered why we don't do deadlifts?
Hell yeah.
Because literally, the risk to reward, right? You know what I mean? Like, and I know, like, our weight coach would agree with this, right? Why do we not do deadlifts, right? It's straight bar deadlifts, right? Because, like, I mean, it is rewarding, right? Obviously. But to the amount of risk there is for injury with deadlifts, heavy deadlifts and everything like that, we would never do it. Yeah. It's much more beneficial, right, to do something like power cleans, to do something like snatches, right? Because you're at a lot less risk of injury.
Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Sorry about the couple of technical difficulties that we have. Next interview, that will not be happening. But I want to give a thanks to Solomon for coming out and giving us that interview, man. We'll be watching this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully everything continues to go well. And thank you for coming.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
For sure.
Hopefully you come to regionals with me, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously. I need some company. Actually. All right. For sure. All right.
So bad I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want.